Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and today we're going to talk banners because for a lot of people right now on the JP side there is a ton of options to spend your Lapis, and there's a good chance that you can just go into pretty big debt right now. Between the Kingdom Hearts banner, the Kingdom Hearts Step Up, as well as Santa Amelia, as well as Santa Rosa, as well as all the limited time banners making a return, Lapis has been pretty scarce on the JP side, and it's pretty damn scary right now for what you want to potentially spend on. But not only that, it does get worse for all of us JP players, and yes, I know all of my resources are filled. I'm making a video, shush. Anyway, there will also be the New Year's bundles. Now, the New Year's bundles come in all kinds of variety. I've talked about them before. They will be available for 10 days. And looking at what you get for them, well, they're pretty damn juicy, all of them, I have to admit. First of all, the 3K one gives you 10 summons for 3K Lapis, pretty good value. One of them a guaranteed rainbow, 3 10% chances at the brand new Bow New Year's Fina. It was pretty cool. A 30% attack materia and 6 regular tickets. For value, this one is definitely pretty darn good, as you're getting more summons than an 11 pull for only 3K. Obviously, those 3 10% chances aren't great, but if you take this as basically a 10 pull, or a 10 ticket pull for 3K, you're getting much better value out of this. I mean, you're guaranteed a rainbow, so you have 6 regular tickets, and you have 3 10% chances, which is better than an 11 pulls odd. So 3K Lapis is pretty good value. Looking at the next one, the 10K bundle, or one of the 10K bundles, you get 20 regular tickets, 4 rainbow tickets, as well as a 50% EXP up materia. 20 regular tickets is just, well, right there you're basically looking at plus 2 of the rainbow tickets. You're, again, getting pretty good value for what you're basically getting, 2 12 pulls for 10K Lapis, where 2 of them are guaranteed rainbows. And there's a good chance that you can use those tickets towards the Terra banner and end up with a Terra or a lock, and then you're sitting pretty damn good. All of these tickets can be used immediately, basically, right on the Terra banner, as it will start at midnight on New Year's. So yeah, this is, again, really good value for what you're getting. 4 rainbows for 10K Lapis is essentially pretty good value in terms of rainbows. At least it's much better than taking that 10K and just doing 11 pulls. Next up is the 2019 one that I'm kind of excited about. 20 regular tickets, 10 Super Trust Moogle tickets, which are brand new and extremely valuable, as you can change all of these over to get a Super TMR Moogle that can be used on anyone. Also, we have a 50% Trust Moogle and 3 50% chances to get the brand new New Year's Fina. And in case you're wondering about New Year's Fina, she is a true dual hand magic chainer. She has Chaos Wave chaining as well as, I believe, AR chaining. I am super interested in her. Her TMR is basically good for herself right now. Also potentially good for Lunera too. Hey, look, I managed to work in a Lunera plug. Awesome. And looking at her Super TMR, it's just a pretty damn strong defensive item, much in the way that Ayaka's robe was as well. This also has elemental resistance on it too, so it's pretty damn valuable. But taking a look at new Fina here, not the newest Fina, but not newest Fina. Choco Fina is still kind of newer because she's not in the gacha, and this is beyond the point. If I have been reading this correctly, if I have if the translation I believe is correct, then everybody should get 1 free copy of her. If I have made a mistake on that, then I will annotate it in the comments below. But She is generally pretty good support as well as magic chaining. She should be able to chain pretty nicely with the brand new Terra too, and her TMR is basically custom made for herself. So I think that this unit is particularly pretty cool. She also has a limit burst that fills other units' limit burst, so that's really great too. If you get one copy of her, then the 2019 Summit Banner, it's pretty easy with those 350% tickets that you'll probably at least get one other copy of her. I mean, the odds are probably around 80%. I'm not going to math it out, but I'm sure somebody can. Although I could. No. I'll do that later. But needless to say, I think that this is probably, if you are a long-term thinker, this is probably the best one. Why? Because unlike the other ones, here's a big problem I have with 4-star or with 5-star EX tickets. The unit pool has become quite diluted. If we were to go over to the UOC very quickly, this is what a potential 5-star EX ticket can get you. Obviously, a lot of the newer units, hey, wouldn't mind a Lena, wouldn't mind a Galoof, wouldn't mind a Cryo, wouldn't mind an Ayaka, new Ayaka, I should say that, Edgar, or, you know, the Santa Girls. There's a lot of good options, but there's also a lot of options that will probably do very little to nothing for you. So, when we're talking about the perceived value of a 5-star EX ticket, I would say that it is become the value of a 5-star EX ticket is consistently dropping, and especially the more outdated old units get. If there is a giant power creep in DPS, then all of the DPS 5-stars from the past become much, much worse. As such, I don't think 5-star EX tickets are that great, and why I'm now kind of maybe backing off a little bit of this. This banner this New Year's bundle does seem pretty good because it still gives you 20 regular tickets to use towards FF6 or any event in the future, and these regular tickets do have value for that, although obviously luck is a bit of a determining factor. The Super Trust Moogle tickets are easily one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable thing on here, depending on your outlook. The 5-star or the 50% trust Moogle is pretty meh. We get enough trust sources now on the JP side that it just doesn't feel that special. And the 350% tickets are a pretty good chance to get your 7-star New Year's Fina. So I think that this is the one I would recommend for long-term players, as this is just the best value for you. And Super Trust Moogle tickets are probably going to be a pretty valuable commodity this year, so might not be a bad thing. But the other option, and probably the one that is the most polarizing, is this, the 10K step, or the 10 step up. It's not 10K Lapis. As it turns out, if you look closely at the annotation, there is in the comments, each of these is an 11 pull and will cost 5K Lapis. So what does that mean? It means that, well, for 3 runs, you can basically spend 150k Lapis for 1200. But hey, unlike Epic 7, at least you'll get a 5-star character. See what I did, Epic 7? I burned you directly. There's a lot of unhappy people right now playing Epic 7 who are getting royally screwed for this much amount of money. And here, you'll get quite a few rainbows at least. This is probably the best value. If we look at this as being 25k Lapis a piece for 2 step-ups, basically this is much better value than any of the step-up banners that we've seen, minus the rainbow up rate. Obviously, if the rainbow up rate was on any of these, this would be an insanely valuable banner. But take a look at just generally what you're getting. Through the first 5 steps, you're guaranteed 1 Terra, 1 Lock, and 55 summons. Sorry, I should say 54 other summons, one of the other ones being a rainbow, and a 10% ticket, and a 10% trust Moogle, and 10 max level cactars. So pretty good value there in general. 2 rainbows for 12.5k Lapis, but one of those rainbows being a brand new rainbow, and particularly looking at both Terra and Locke, both are going to be very strong units in the future, much stronger than a potentially random rainbow that could end up as regular Delita, or worse. But then taking a look at the second set, I mean, you're guaranteed another rainbow off step 6, so for 30k Lapis, now we're looking at 3 guaranteed rainbows. And by step 8, for 40k Lapis, you are guaranteed 4 rainbows. Going all the way up to step 10 ends you with 100% Trust Moogle. But it's not just 100% Trust Moogle, it's 100% Super TMR Moogle for either Terra or Locke. So the worst case scenario that you end up out of this is you end up with 1 Terra, 1 Locke, and a Super TMR Moogle for one or the other, without any, recompense. So, yeah. What do I have to say about this? Value-wise, it's super hard. This feels like something that's going to be an individual's decision for basically everything that's coming up. If you're remotely interested in Terra, and this is going to be your spending banner, doing the full 10 steps is really good value. You're either going to get Locke with an amazing Super TMR for basically anybody in the game, as well as an amazing TMR for anybody, almost anybody in the game. Terra, on the other hand, if you get her Super TMR, you're getting an absolutely amazing Super TMR for herself, and really that's kind of about it. Terra's Super TMR doesn't really work for a ton, or hardly any other unit in the game. So that's definitely something to think about here. Looking at just the rest of the option, or the rest of the resources, you're getting a fair amount of stuff for doing this, but the real value has to be asked about what you consider to be good. Do you consider just obviously you can spend half just on the New Year's banners and get a whole bunch of random rainbows that may not be new, may all be old, and therefore may be worse. Here, you're guaranteed what I would say is the most powerful mage on the JP side, or one of the most powerful debuffers / chainers on the JP side. So really here, the question is, which way do you want to go? Locke has a few particular things that make him more valuable than a lot of other chainers right now. One of the things that I think make Locke particularly good in a lot of parties is that while his water elemental may not be the best element to put on him, and he does need to be weak to get his stronger break on his limit burst, something that I think is really good about Locke is that he does have the enhanced chaining and true dual wield, meaning that he can be a pretty strong chainer still while having some strong debuffs on him. Looking at Terra, Terra has just an insanely powerful limit burst with an insanely good kit for a mage that can chain with many other mages on the JP side right now. Both of these new units are more valuable, especially because as for a, Moogle King event, you do want the bonus units for it. So it will make things a little bit faster, but again, the amount of Lapis that you have to put into this is particularly not necessarily the best, but better than doing 2 runs through some of the other Step Up banners in the past. Both the Lightning and Bart's banners have not been this good in a certain sense, because doing 2 runs through the Step Up would not give you a Super TMR at all. So yeah. The New Year's banners are interesting if you're interested in the new Fina at all, who I would not say is meta, but will be particularly good magic and chaining support for a party with either the ice or holy element, and Fina does work pretty well with the new version of Terra. New version of Terra also is just really damn strong, as well as Locke, which is why I'm putting more of a recommendation towards the newer units, not the older units. And to that extent, You have to decide where your Lapis is better spent. This Step Up banner may be expensive, but in terms of, for an FF6 fan, pretty damn amazing, because your unit should come out of it pretty on top. At least you're guaranteed a super TMR at some point. So yeah, that's everything that I basically have to talk about here. Yeah, best of luck deciding what you're going to go for. I have to decide myself, but seems like Alum really wants to push that financial benefit for themselves beginning this year. So let me know in the comments below, what are you going to spend on the JP side? Will you spend on anything? Will you get any of these banners? Are any of them appealing to you, or are you going to pass on everything and just wait? I'm curious to find out. Till then, take care. See you next time.